Google has a really great feature for the forms where you can give the students instant feedback. So I am creating a Google form on parallel lines. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the setting gear and pick quizzes. So I'm going to turn on the quiz feature. So I have some options here. So I can immediately release it after they have finished, which is what I want to do in this case. I want them to have instant feedback to know whether they understand or not, or I could do it later. So this is what they're going to be able to see, and I can check or uncheck all of these options. So I'm going to click save, and then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to add my questions. I'm going to come in, and I am using parallel lines. So I've made pictures for everything, and I've saved them to my computer. I'm just going to go in, and these are all going to be short answer. Make them required. And then here, once I put my question in, I'm going to click answer key, and I'm going to add a point value. So I am doing 10 questions, so I'm going to make them 5 points each. And then I'm going to tell what the answer is. So I told the students that they need to type it as x equals, so x equals 11. Sometimes the students put a space, so I'm going to put x space equals 11. So I can type it each way. And then mark all the other answers incorrect. Done. So I'm going to go through and do this for each of my questions. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a number up here. This just helps if you're reviewing questions as a class for your students to be able to say, I missed number 1, I missed number 2, so that they can tell you easily which ones they need you to go over. So I'm just going to go in and add all my questions and then show you what it looks like. So I added all 10 questions that I wanted to make sure that my students had enough practice solving for X. So now I just want to preview it. So I went through and previewed it by clicking the eyeball, and when I clicked on it, I went through, put in my answers, and what's nice is when I'm done, it says your responses have been recorded. So on the teacher screen, which I'm still on, I can see that there are responses here. So I can look and see what the answers were, what they missed, what they put. So I went through, put it all in. I tested to make sure like the different spacing, like this one I put a space here, no spacing, spaces both places. So I can go through and look at this. On the student side, which you're not able to see right now, I have the option to click view a score. And it shows me what I got right and I got wrong. So if you wanted to give this as a test, you wouldn't want to have this feature on. So I can look at it by question. And then I can look at it by individual. And of course, right now I only have one response, but as students fill this out, then I'll have lots of responses. So I could say, hey, this is a question you missed. Let's work this question out. And then if you find in the rare case that a student does something that you didn't put, like I put in 3 options here, but if I'd put in a capital X equals 6, I can always go back and I can add the points in for the student here. But that is incredibly rare. If you put the directions up here where it says type as X equals, typically this feature works out really nicely and it automatically gives the students feedback.